class because only next week our class is being postponed. There will be no class here in the library. There will be an extra class in March to make up for the class next week. So Art with Liz will continue, but there will be no class next week. Okay? Everyone understand that? So do not come for Art with Liz next week. Good. But we will make up this lost class in March. I forget the exact day. We'll let you know. I will send you an email. I will let you know the first week in March. I will let you know the makeup date. So not to worry. We are ready to begin. Good morning. Welcome to Art with Liz here at Hoboken Library. I want to begin, as always, by thanking the Hoboken Library for being incredibly generous to allow us to have these hybrid classes so that people both at home and on Zoom and on YouTube and here in the beautiful library can do their creative work. We are in the month of February, which is African American History Month, and I have been traditionally, over the years, been honoring and celebrating the great Black artists who have helped to make our country the great country that it still is today. We are going to look at the magnificent art of an artist who is one of our own, born and raised here in New Jersey. Her name is Bisa Butler, and Ms. Butler was born in Orange, New Jersey, and she grew up and was raised in South Orange, New Jersey. She went to Columbia High School. I bet many of you here in this room have heard of Columbia High School. And she is most well known for her quilting.
Right.
And remember, folks at home, to mute yourselves, please. That's just a little courtesy rule. Thank you so much. Quilting has long been thought of as not fine art, but as a craft. And this is a debate that has been going on in the fine art world for many, many years.
What?
It's gonna go to Costco.
Yeah.
Somebody's moving.
Stephanie, honey, can you please mute?
Upstairs.
Wait, I'm gonna mute Stephanie. Okay. This is a debate that's been going on in the art world for many, many years, whether craft can be art, and particularly in the field of feminist art, because many female artists have been practicing what is called, sometimes in a negative way, female art. And female arts tend to fall into the category of art forms or media that have been practiced by women for many, many years and that have been done at home, including quilting or sewing or stitching of some kind. When you look at Ms. Butler's art today, and we are going to look at a short video that I have created of slides of her work, and then we're going to do our own work. When you look at her work today, I want you to think about whether you think it's fine art or craft. I believe that craft is fine art. And in places like Japan, Yako, we've had this discussion, you and I. I don't mean to single you out, but you and I have had this discussion personally. In Japan, people who practice craft are considered some of the highest artists in the country, the most venerated artist in the country and in the culture. You decide, folks, here and at home, if you think her art is fine art or craft. So here we go. I'm going to share the slideshow so everyone can see it. Oh, first I have to open it. Sorry about that. With all the excitement this morning, I forgot to open the slideshow. Give me a moment to do that. And I'm hoping, we have some new students this morning. I'm hoping that the slideshow is going to encourage you folks in the project that I have for you to do today. Sorry, it's taking a minute here to open up the slideshow. Here we go. All right, folks at home, can you see the slideshow? Somebody let me know. Can I have a thumbs up? Thank you, Marco. All right. So, Bisa Butler, born in 1973. Her full name is Melissa Yamba Butler. Her mother is a French teacher from New Orleans. Her father was born in Ghana. She has created a new genre of quilting that has transformed the medium. She often does portrait quilts of famous African American people. She also does quilts of people who are everyday people. She wants to put all kinds of people on her quilts to honor and celebrate everyone, and to show that all people, particularly all Black people, deserve to be shown and honored. So this, I believe, is Questlove. You know, I'm kind of old and not too cool anymore, so please correct me if I misname anybody. She uses fabrics from all over the world, and particularly from Africa. And she likes to use fabrics that she believes the particular person themselves might wear. So, for example, she has a quilt, a portrait quilt of the great jazz singer Nina Simone, and she uses the material that she believes Nina Simone would have worn. So the quilt of Nina Simone is primarily made of velvet and silks. They really show the character of the person that she's portraying. So again, the quilts celebrate Black life, portraying both everyday people and notable historical figures. Her work is in collections all over the place, including the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture, the Art Institute of Chicago, etc. It's in the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center in Cincinnati. Has anybody here ever been there? It's just a wonderful place to go. If you're ever in Cincinnati, Ohio, I recommend it highly. She was commissioned in 2020 to quilt cover images for Time magazine, including the Person of the Year issue and its 100 Women of the Year issue. There is now sorry about that, a multi-year wait list for private commissions. One of Butler's quilts sold at auction in 2021 for $75,000. Yeah, this is my laptop. It's having a connection problem. Sorry about the noise. She's the youngest child in her family. She had 3 siblings. When she was born, her older sister could not pronounce her name Melissa Yamba, and she shortened her name to Babisa, and then it became Bisa. Her interest in art can be traced back to preschool, and she won an art competition when she was only 4 years old. She went on to complete a master's degree in art education from Montclair State University, right here in Montclair, New Jersey, in 2004, And there she took a fiber art class. She had been, up until that point, a painter. And in the fiber arts class, she became inspired to do quilting. She had said in an interview, and this is a quote, "As a child, I was always watching my mother and grandmother sew, and they taught me. After that class, I made a quilt for my grandmother on her deathbed, and I have been quilting ever since." She taught art in the Newark Public Schools for over a decade, and she still now lives and works in West Orange, New Jersey. This may be somebody famous. I don't know who it is. Does anybody know? Lindsay, you're going to look it up. I'm not sure. It may be an everyday person.
It looks like a young John Lewis.
Possible. Could be. Who is that, Stephanie? Susan. Could be. I love the rich colors she uses in the skin tones. There's somewhere she does talk about why she does that. Give me a minute. At some point, I'm going to talk about that. She often uses kente cloth and African wax printed fabrics in her quilts. So her subjects are, quote, "adorned with and made up of cloth of our ancestors," end quote. So she incorporates African textiles as well as expands on a rich African American quilting tradition. Here's another quilt from Miss Butler herself. "African Americans have been quilting since we were brought to this country and needed to keep warm. Enslaved people were not given large pieces of fabric and had to make do with the scraps of cloth that we were left after clothing wore out. From these scraps, the African American quilt aesthetic came into being. My own pieces are reminiscent of this tradition, but I use African fabrics from my father's homeland of Ghana, batiks from Nigeria, and prints from South Africa." She's also been inspired by another artist we've talked about, Faith Ringgold. Those of you who've been in my class for quite a while know Faith Ringgold and her quilting work well. And Faith Ringgold is another New Jersey artist whom we should be very proud of, and another African American artist whom we've talked a lot about in this class. Her work also reminds me of Kehinde Wiley. He too leans heavily into the African textile tradition, and he also uses the very ornate and heavily textured background in his work, the way Miss Butler does. Again, the really beautiful colors in the face. Along with her portraits of notable figures, she also creates pieces featuring everyday unknown African American subjects that she bases on found photographs. She, quote, says, "I feel these people. I know these stories because I have grown up with them my whole life." She strives, quote, "to bring as many of these unnamed people's photos to the forefront. So, quote, people will see these ordinary folks as deserving of a spotlight too," end quote. And she does them, they're very large. She does them in life scale in order to, quote, "invite the viewer to engage in dialogue. Most figures look the viewers directly in their eyes," end quote. I'm still looking for the information on the bright colors. I'm going to share, I'm determined to share that with you somewhere. Here we go. Butler typically works in bright jewel tones rather than representational colors to depict skin tone. Color serves to convey the emotions of the individuals in her quilts rather than actual complexions. Using the Kool-Aid, those of you who are of a certain age in this room know what Kool-Aid is, right? It's a powdered drink, and when you mix it with water, it's really bright, outrageous colors. Using the Kool-Aid colors of the Black Power art movement also serves to capture the soul and energy of the person Butler is depicting. The artist collectives, she went to Howard University, and Butler was mentored by members of the Afri Cobra, which was an artist collective group, and they used these bright, colorful aesthetics to create positive representations of Black Americans. I love this one. What do folks think? I'm not hearing from at home or here.
I like the color.
You love the colors, Lindsay. Thanks. Anyone? The background, and you can see that it's stitched and quilted. You can actually see the ridges where she's been doing the quilting. John.
In the background, of course, I like the rhythm. It almost looks like water waves.
It does. And that's very characteristic of quilting. Folks at home, John was saying the stitching creates a rhythm like the flow of water.
Yes, agree. It's a wonderful color and movement. Love all the color in her stuff.
And in the back, it constantly changes direction in the movement.
Yes. All right.
Around, up, down, inside, out. Wow.
Cool. All right. Thank you both, Robin and John. Ken.
I kind of like how the colors, it kind of pull you past that monochromatic lens that people have. You know, the pre-existing conceptions about other people. Because no one's really a single color. And this really gets you to start seeing people as they actually are, as opposed to
All right. So it removes the stereotype of someone being a solid color, and it gets you to start thinking about how we really are. And remember, Miss Butler's trying to convey the emotions that this person may have.
They're a different color depending on the light.
Right. Light can change the color of our skin.
There really is no actual specific color. It really depends on.
I agree. I agree.
Liz, I like the way that she uses her highlights with the bright fluorescent colors.
Right. So where we would ordinarily see dark shading, she's using very fluorescent color.
And then she brings it back by using the cooler colors
Yes.
on the side of the face.
So it's very non-traditional in its approach.
I like the way that she has the dots going on in the hair.
Yes. Really shows the beautiful texture of African hair. All right, we're going to move along.
Wow.
Yeah, this is definitely a wow piece. The variety of fabric patterns that she's used. It's quite wonderful, I think.
Look at that hat.
You said they're life size?
These are life size for the most part, yes. She has a portrait of Jean-Michel Basquiat that's made of leather, cotton, and vintage denim. Again, she tries to use, when she's doing famous people, she tries to use the fabrics that she thinks they might have worn in their actual lives. Yeah, this one is great. You really get a sense of who this child is and what feeling she's conveying.
Where her blouse area is, I like the way that she used the patchwork
Yes,
of.
it is a quilt. Yep,
And each patch has its own rhythm, print of rhythm.
absolutely. Just like a real quilt.
I love the bow and the yellow
Covered up.
lighting on her face. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
You
Such-
really get the sense that there's a light source, right, Robin? That the
Yes,
field is being spotlighted from above.
yep.
Look at the hair.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
And then the background.
Yep. Again, I'm reminded of a Kehinde Wiley painting too. The regal quality of the person in the portrait. Those of you who don't know Kehinde Wiley, I'm going to put his name in the chat box once we're done with the slideshow. And Faith Ringgold's.
Oh,
This I know is somebody famous. Lindsay, do you know who this is? Don't know who it is. But what a magnificent portrait. Am I right? What do you think?
it's stunning.
I think he's an actor.
I think he's somebody famous too, Robin. Maybe an actor.
I think so.
I don't know who it is. Just shows how not with it I am. Sorry, everybody. But these fabrics are distinctly African. That I know. So this is very similar to fabrics that I've seen in Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana. They're batik. These are typical lost wax printed fabrics.
Have you seen her work in person?
Have I seen?
Her work in person?
I have not seen Bisa Butler's work, no.
I feel like it'd be even more impressive to see like
The stitching, yes. I mean, to do this kind of work in fabric, anyone who doesn't call this art, I think,
Is not an artist.
is probably not an artist.
That's Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman, thank you. So it's,
Google Lens identified.
yes. So Chadwick Boseman, he's probably most famous for his role in the Black Panther, but is a brilliant actor. Thank you. Why didn't I recognize him? My son is gonna scream at me for not knowing. And he died quite young, unfortunately. So much feeling in his face, right? I mean, I'm having a hard time going to the next slide just because I find his face so riveting. All right, but we're going to move along because I want you guys to have time. This one may be my favorite in the whole slideshow. I just find this child's face so beautiful. Haunting. Haunting is the word that comes to mind when I look at this portrait.
Liz, the background, is that the actual fabric? with the
Yes.
flap in it?
Yeah, all of this is fabric.
Wow.
This is stitched. This is not painted. Lily Zane loves this. Lily, are you with us? Welcome. All right, we're gonna go quick now.
It's kind of interesting how I think I can see how her painting back now.
Yes,
informs her work.
absolutely.
But the material, the fabric, the textile patterns, that really takes her into a whole new direction and really forces it to become something special. You know, that-
Yes,
That she might not have arrived at just through painting.
agreed. I think her genius would not come through just through painting. Ken, I agree with you 100%. If these were just paintings, they would be not as interesting as they are as fabric art.
No, you can see the painting skill, but it's
Right.
the medium that she chose and the history behind it and why she chose it. This has really pushed her into a whole new level.
It's all fabric.
It's all fabric. Yes. It's all sewn and stitched. So her combined skills of knowing about painting and knowing about all the elements of art that we've been talking about for a long time, shape, color, line, texture.
Form.
Yeah,
And the culture and the history, that really is part of the art to me.
yes.
It's
And
not just
and her personal connection to the culture and history behind the people and the fabric really comes through. Yes, Ken.
In this one, I like the expression of his face.
Absolutely. And the emotion that she
And
conveys.
contemplation.
Yes. Eileen says it supersedes painting. I would agree. All right, so I'm going to zip through now because I want you guys to have time to do your own work. And
She has an amazing sense of color.
absolutely. So that was our final slide. We are going to have a few choices of things to do. Are there any? I forgot to do it as stop share. Never mind. We are going to have a bunch of choices for projects today. I have brought in a bunch of line drawings, a whole stack of line drawings. I must have left them at the back. I'll go get them, Laura. You don't have to get up. A whole stack of line drawings. For those of you who are here, folks at home, you can use photographs or magazine pictures. Did you hear me? Folks at home, you can use magazines or family photos, but folks here, you can also Google online, folks at home, and print out your own. But I have all different pictures of African American people that you can refer to. I would like you to use the large white paper and try and copy the faces and then create a collage. I have fabric, so we don't have time to stitch, although I should have brought needle and thread today, but I did not. I have brought in glue, so you can cut and glue to do a fabric collage. If you do not want to use fabric, or if you would like to use fabric and paper both, I have brought in paper with pattern on it and flat colored paper with no pattern on it. So you can do a mixed media collage with colored paper, fabric, and there is also oil pastel. And I think I also brought markers today. Or those of you who want to practice your drawing skills of the face, I will be here to help you do realistic portraits as well. I am going to put up one of Ms. Butler's portraits on this big screen if you would like to copy one of her works as well, because I've said it once and it's worth repeating. Copying another artist's work is a great way to improve your own skills. So let me repeat your choices. Copy one of these and make it into a collage, either with just fabric or as a mixed media collage with paper, fabric, and any drawing equipment that I have brought in for you to use. Celebrate color today, just like Ms. Butler did in her own work or does in her own work. Or You can do a realistic portrait just using pencils. There's also pencil here today. Eileen, you were requesting that I do a demonstration about how to draw each feature of the face. I'm happy to do that for those of you who want to watch me do it. Those of you who are new students, I'm going to do that today, just so you know. So if you would rather learn how to draw realistic portraits instead of doing collage, you can come watch me. It may take up a large chunk of the class time, just to let you know. Any questions about what we're going to be doing today? You do not have to do African American folks, but it is African American History Month. So I would love it if you honored and celebrated African American people today. No questions? Those of you who are new to this class and are here, all of the supplies are at the back. Be careful with the white glue. It does come out of the container quickly. There are cups provided for you to use, and there are wooden craft sticks for you to apply the glue with. Let's go to work. Let's make some art. Folks at home, again, you can use the picture I'm going to put up on the big screen. You can look for stuff like this on Google. You just can type in simple line drawings of African American people, and you'll get beautiful drawings like this. Or you can use family photos or magazine pictures, anything you'd like to use. You can do a collage or realistic portraiture. Oh, and Lindsay, wow, Lindsay brought in photographs from magazines for us here to use as well. All right, I'm going to share a picture on the screen while everyone here is getting their materials. Oops, I did not. You can see how much I love her. I collected more pictures of her work in my folder than anybody else. Here's one we did not look at. Oh, stop everybody here. I'm sorry. Can I have everyone's attention? This is real important. I forgot to mention this. We have a hard stop at 12 noon today. So we're going to stop at 11:45 to clean up. We're probably not going to have share time today, but we must be out of here by 12 noon. Everybody understand? Thank you. That was another reason why I went through the slideshow quickly. Folks at home, could someone give me a thumbs up that you can see the picture on the screen? Oh, I forgot to put in the chat. How do I get to chat now? Did you hear that? We have to be out of
Yes,
here
yes.
by 12
I
noon.
mentioned the exhibition this weekend.
Oh, I'll do that later. I'll put it in the chat
Is
box.
this where I get the printout from?
Oh yeah, can you take these to the back, the whole pile? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sorry, I'm going to stop the share for just 1 minute. I will put it back, I promise. I want to put in the chat a couple of things. First, Kehinde Wiley is a painter that you might want to look up. And Faith Ringgold is a painter and a quilter who I really want you to look at if you don't know her. Who Bisa Butler has been inspired by. And then I am in an art show this weekend at Mana Contemporary, which is 888 Newark Avenue in Jersey City. The opening is Saturday, February 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m. And you're all welcome to come. It is a group show. It is a book art show. And I have 2 books on display. And I'm excited because I've never shown these books before. No, they're not new. I've just never shown them before. Maybe 2023. So they're not that old. All right, I'm putting the image back on the screen. All right, and now I'm going to do the demonstration for those who want to see how to draw. We don't need the camera. The folks at home don't need this, right? Folks at home. Yes. So I saw you looking at me when I said demonstration. We don't need you, Laura. This is for folks here only. You guys, you look like you're ready to go. You don't need to watch me do the demo. Have you had art training? No. Okay. You want me to do the demo? Yes. All right, let me just get a piece of paper and pencil. How are you? Some of the drawings I brought in. Sorry, Johnny. Are you glad? If you want, it's a choice. Copy of that, copy of the drawings I brought in. You can find a picture on Google. So everyone has something to do. There's no one stuck for an idea, right? I'm gonna sit here to do the demonstration. It's not gonna be on the big screen. That's why you guys are gonna have to stand or pull up a chair over here. Yes, folks on YouTube are gonna miss out on this. So anyone who wants to watch me draw features of the face, I'm going to draw each feature separately. I'm going to start, I'm not going to put them into the face. You understand? Okay. So the human eye has art. And I like to start with the eyelid. It varies on different people. Some people have large, heavy lids. Some people have thinner lids. The really interesting thing about the human eye is that have this idea, this is an okay sign. It's kind of think of everything round. But when you look at a human eye, the important part are the white of the eye. And it's not really round. So in order to plot you need to look at the white. No, I don't draw the eye. I don't draw the, even though I know it's round, I don't draw it. I draw the white of the eye. Different in every person because it depends on the shape of the upper lid and the lower lid. And whether the person did. So this has its own shape, the white. This shape, its own shape. The white determines the shape of the iris. I don't draw it like this. From this. The penny white underneath, unless the person is staring at the ceiling. And it's rare in a portrait for somebody to be sitting there like this. Usually someone is either facing forward or this, and you can't see the white around the iris. It's usually upper and lower part of the iris is usually covered by the upper and lower. And everybody has. Always has a little bit of light coming in, otherwise the person is dead. Iris isn't white. Everybody's eyes have color. Even people with pale blue or pale blue or pale green eyes. So this part is color. The dark eyes can be very color. People have really beautiful dark. Black. lashes grow all different ways. Usually to the side. This is an okay way to draw, but eyelashes don't grow. They don't. You have to look at somebody's eye. See how they grow. And they're usually, even people have very long, beautiful lashes, they're usually pretty short. So just the tiniest little mark can indicate where the lashes are. And the lower lid has an inner and outer line. Very good. The outer line is the lower lid. And that's where the lashes are. On the lower lid, the lashes are very tiny and very short. And if you're really trying to be super realistic, you want to make a mark where the tear ducts are. Inner and outer corner. You need to really look at the different parts of the eye in order to be able to. And then the brow. Different. And this brow, you have to look. Some people's brows are short, some didn't grow up like that, and some people are long. Some people have a peak at the top, and some people don't. You have to really look at the nose. Very connected with the eye. The nose, you can draw the nose with an outline. It's okay with it, but it's not very. Or it can, but it's kind of black. It's an okay way to do it. But if you want to draw a realistic nose and something three-dimensional, you have to use shape. Not long. Start. Follow the shadow. Because this is where you get the yeah, the larger the nose. The nose grows larger because the name is part of which keeps growing. There's the nose. Yeah, it's all in the joyful part of it. So. I'm working today. Look at the shadow. Don't outline. The nose is two-dimensional. I'm about there already. When I get to the bottom of the note, I'll start looking. It's part of the note. Part. Starting to merge, so on a single line. All shaded. Part. What I would call inverted adjustment. A lot of people draw the nostrils really far. Not really far. When a person is looking straight ahead of you, you can see just a tiny bit of darkening. So now, oxygen is bigger than wrong. The thing to really think about is remember, so again, don't do this. It's okay when you draw. You know, we all have a picture of it in my head. How we draw this. It's not my way to draw, but it's aiming for more realistic image of this. I would not use the point. I would use the side. Purple at the first. Like. I already know that. Oh, yeah. It's the age on the street.
Where are we going like that?
Our whole body.
Except for the baseline.
5 years. 5 years.
You look darn good. I don't feel
Yeah, you can be 50 years younger and still not feel good.
I have to.
Yeah. We can go all the way to 12.
No. I love these celebrations. No, my birthday. March.
Yeah.
Every March. Every March and March. But hopefully, so the outer edges of the mouth is dark. They're more recent. The middle of the mouth is brighter and lighter. So it's out more round. There's a crack. So learning how to draw real is like learning everything else. Nope. And now, it may appear to be bigger because it's dark. And the other thing to know about how large the mouth is.
Right.
Straight down from the people or the breath. Wow, that's about it. That's about it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. I love it.
We may, like, sometime in September, October, I just, one side, maybe just draw eye, one side, maybe just don't know. If I dedicate the month to it, that's the way you should do it. Instead of trying to do it. Should anyone want to? All right, ladies, go have some fun then. Thank you. We're running out of time. Thank you. All right, sorry, I neglected all of you folks.
Pretty nice listening. Yes.
I didn't invite you this week.
No,
I know. So glad you're here. If you want to be on my mailing list, I send out an email every week telling people what we're going to do. What else can we do? Oh, I didn't even know what you were the one I asked me to do. Thanks. So this is actually. Yeah, this is from. Oh, somebody dropped an orange on my. Nice. Folks at home, are you okay? You doing good? You're good. Alice, you're back in the Midwest?
No, I'm actually here in Hoboken, but I have a little bit of a bug, I think, so I didn't want to spread it.
Okay. Um, Alice, oh, I can't put it in your personal chat, but maybe before the end of class, once I stop the share, I can put in something about our meeting tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Noel told me that that was coming up, but I'm not on your list yet, so I'll put in the chat what my email address is. Oh, you might
Oh, you
have,
want to be on that list also?
I
I'm
might,
happy, I can do that.
might as well. Yeah, then I'll know what's going on.
Okay. I figured you might have to babysit.
Well, we'll just work that out.
No, I'll put you on that list too. I'm happy to do that. Feel better.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've gotten better. I'm so excited. So this is just. Barbara. So this is Judy. So Judy.
How did you find it?
Online. I finally figured out how to do it and see adult. Yeah.
I'm over at the same.
Everything, yeah.
That's not sponsored by life. I mean, over here is the bath.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Not one of my strengths.
Okay. This is start.
More to right up to the edge. It may not stay for long. One thing about this glue is with paper, you don't need a lot. You can take a little and spread it with the stick. It's really more for the fabric, this kind of glue. With the paper, you don't need very much. I forgot to bring glue sticks. Paper to paper, you only really need glue sticks. That I got you at all this morning. Something. No, I don't want it to disaster, but when it's so much, right, it's disaster. Makes me wish. There's a city should be the one who is in water, not us. It's their water. Why are we stuck?
Do we have the water?
No, water is, water being broken in Jersey City.
I know, but do we have a?
I see what you're saying.
What do you make the answer?
The word dependent.
Yes.
So this is what we call kente cloth. This is the traditional African fabric. Yeah. Very beautiful.
Oh,
You pick the right fabric. I should walk around. Can I take some scraps of this? This kente fabric is usually woven. This is meant to be.
Like what you remember.
Have you ever seen vintage art? This is traditional African fashion. They make it from Ghana, which is a and then a little bit of box. Um,
Oh, maybe. No. I don't know. Now you're almost.
One thing.
Like one long strip.
Yes. Smart. So they didn't use your colors. Give them more shoulder. Otherwise. Actually, this is good. Well, it is. After work. Look, look, look. Almost 1 year. It's good. It's very, very, very good. If you want to start using color. This is real Betty. Want to let you know, this has been made with lost wax.
I've done this, I think.
Brass.
I've done that. too.
Done. So you know.
Anything wax and shit.
Well, I also don't know how old I was.
Did you happen to borrow one?
Oh, second. Yeah, I don't remember being.
This is one that I just bought.
Okay, then yes.
No.
By mistake. Well, that's different. Folks at home are good.
Yeah, Liz,
Yes,
we were talking about crafting.
yes.
So I thought I'd share with you the screensaver for me
Oh,
is
it's a file.
is tatting that I've made. That was my own design that that's just a portion of it. It's like 6 feet long.
Wow.
Did she say tatting?
Tatting,
Yeah,
lace making.
So that's what I do for crafting on the side.
Beautiful. At first, I thought it was tiles, like Islamic tiles.
Yeah, looks like it. But
I
it's
think
actually
you showed me your tatting once.
yeah, so
Beautiful.
it's just a portion of a table runner.
Very beautiful. That's hard to do.
Well, it's a challenge.
Hard to do. You need several hands to do it. Tatting is a kind of lace making.
Yeah, exactly. In French, it's called frivolité when it was first developed.
Was it for, did wealthy women do frivolité?
Yeah, in fact, sometimes when you look at old portraits, that's one reason that it ties in with art is that they'll be holding a shuttle and doing it in the portrait, working on some kind of lace.
So it's done with shuttles, yes.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Very impressive.
Anyway, I have to get going now, but thank you for I like this last picture that you left on. That's particularly gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I'd like to see that in person to see how she does it.
Yes. Me too.
Where do they display like this one? Is that anywhere in the neighborhood?
I don't know, I'm afraid to say. But, you know, she has shown all over the place. I don't know if she's having a show anywhere locally lately. I would suggest Googling and seeing. She's been in the National Portrait Gallery in DC,
Yeah.
Museum of African American History and Culture in DC. She's shown in the Newark Museum of Art, yes.
Mm,
Yeah, because she's a New Jersey artist.
yeah, right.
Probably the Montclair Museum of Art. She was born in, hold on a minute, 1973. So have to
Just
do
a
the
young
math.
person.
I'd say she's in her 50s, right?
Yeah.
Or late 50s. So she's a young person to me.
She's a spring chicken.
Yes.
But this portrait is particularly good, I think.
Me too.
Well, anyway, we'll see you later then. Bye-bye.
All right, Alice, and I hope I'll remember to add you to my other list.
Well, if not, I'll remind you. That's okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, take care, feel better.
Thanks.
You're welcome. In my personal career or now, there's also a class at the multi-center on Tuesdays that I teach from 1:30 to 3:30. Similar to this, but you have a little more freedom because we have more space there. So it's a little more relaxed in this class.
Did you teach when you were younger? So
I've taught my whole life.
that's right, because it's very organized class.
And this is the way I've always started by showing professional artists work first.
Yeah, it's great.
And then I won't stop you. I'm gonna go get some more water, everyone, and I'll be right over. If you are asking me questions. Oh my goodness. I am so thrilled. I go where I can do things. My family's very artistic. I want to wonder. So I know.
Everybody.
But you got me to think.
That's fantastic.
So we have about 10 minutes to clean up everything. Sorry to say. No, but I wanna think about the back meetings.
No, I didn't think I was gonna do material.
No, not
Do
material. So I would do a little more.
I
Something
was like,
solid.
yeah, I was thinking of something. I wanted to put something more flat and bright for this.
Yeah, you can
Something
do
that's
the floor
neat.
construction.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
and have
the
one
first
level
thing
here,
black.
like a line here, and then across. Not fields, you know, typical patch.
No, not necessarily. I could try to do it.
I'm to make it darker, and copies, so that this is.
You've heard that one, yeah.
But not according to this so much, just to go in and out. You know, like coming this and then coming through.
And you might want to do dashes, so it's kind of like stitch, not one solid one. Oh, I love that.
Is she
Sorry,
great?
did I?
Yeah, isn't she great?
Oh, good.
I love it.
Love children.
See them.
Oh, I forgot to, yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Oh, yeah, having fun.
This is so. She's welcome.
Made yourself project. You guys are doing extremely well. And this grid idea is very good. It's helpful, right? Actually, you said with the cross. You can do it in the box. That would help you. I'll try and remember next week to bring rulers and I'll teach you. I can teach you how to make the grid. Oh, next week, no class on next week. No class here next week. We're gonna have an extra class in March. No, they're having a training program here for the library staff. This, all libraries close next week. But we're not gonna miss out. We're just gonna have class, an extra class in March. You'll hear more about it. Wow. So cool. Yeah. Well, and yeah, that's really. Just, it's such a thrill for me to see your minds at work. No idea. Love, love, love it. And we have 3 minutes to go.
Right?
We've done similar projects, but I think when you look at a different artist, it's a different inspiration, right? Folks at home, we probably are not going to share today because we all have to be out of here by 12 noon. So I'm sorry about that. If you want to send me JPEGs, please do. Folks at home, no class next week,
Okay,
but we will have an extra class in March.
okay,
And
thanks, Liz.
it will be about African American History Month, though. We will have one more artist, but in March. March, we're going to celebrate Women's History Month, plus an extra class about African American History Month.
Oh, much better, thank you.
What is the best way to try to get this home about it?
I'm sorry,
Try to get this home.
carefully.
Good answer.
Sometimes for this kind of project, I bring cardboard, but I did not have enough today. It should be all right. I mean, if you have to do errands between here and your home, Yeah. the fact that you did 2 pieces gives you an additional challenge. So you're gonna have to carry it like this.
Oh, okay. Will dry in the wind. There you
It
are.
should. It may tear. What you might want to do is maybe carry a few extra pieces of paper for support. 1 minute to clean up, my friend. So sorry. Yes, we must start cleaning. I'm so sorry. I actually let you work a minute over. Cups full of glue, you can just throw away. If you have a lot of glue and you think you can do it carefully, you can pour the extra glue back into the bottle. Big chunks of fabric, please put back in the bag you got it from. If it's covered in glue though, please just throw it away. Craft sticks you can throw away. If you have tiny scraps of colored paper, you can just throw that away. Lindsay, are you leaving them with me?
Yeah, I have.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Dion. Trying to change that law. John,
Yes.
the release stop right now. It's time to clean up. Not in 2 minutes, but now, right? So scary.
Yes, mother, yes, mother, yes, mother, ladies.
Be afraid, be very afraid. Whereas pageant, it's law, I find it every person. Same line. And the name just. Oh, cutting now, we're winning. Yeah. No talking, please. No, you can tell me after you leave. I have no idea who that person is. Please. You can tell me after. I look forward to hearing all about it after you clean up.
That was from you, thank you very much. Love orange.
That's an orange. and a
No,
Let's
I'm trying to figure it out.
go, chop, chop. Good, send me a JPEG. I can get you. I've been getting my. But. That's so hard. I don't have It's so much hard. Oh, and I borrowed one of these micron pens yesterday. This one. It is. But that's the issue, the one that is. Yeah, that's the one I know. That's this room by 12 p.m. You're welcome, Lisa. You did so good. You were today. You're learning a lot. I'm up for adoption, Esty. I want you to migrant. Oh, no, I know it. You're welcome. Come again. Oh, you didn't write down your email address. Read what I down. Take it up. So I write real bad. I do think like it. Right here. Yeah. Yeah, be yeah. Right. And if you can look at my eye, if you want to, I'm in a show, a book art show, and that. No, it's not on me. Right first, then tear the paper in half, and I'll write mine. Okay. It's this Saturday. Usually in small form, get on the library website. Get over the calendar. Tell you the location. Oh, yeah.
Right. It's usually a little, right, you're sad. Oh, yeah, we're going to North Carolina.
Oh.
Right, so the next time she does it, we should do it. You
Yeah.
know? I think that will be. Yeah, 2 days.
Oh,
Nice. Happy birthday.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're driving.
Don't worry about it.
We're taking Lucy with us, so. The first long, you know? But yeah, I will. It's a very, I'm 55. It's okay, well, I got it. Yeah, good, thank you so much. No, it's other thing, I got it. Yes, I need to do it. Thank you. Therapy to me. I love you. And all right.
Drive safely this weekend then. Drive safely.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully there's no snow.
Well, they're having some lots of.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Starting today.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I think it's south, wherever it is. South.
In the beach. I was
Yeah.
talking to my sister.
All right.
All right,
Keep
bye.
posted. Later, babe. Later.
I can't go in there.
Liz, I'm gonna say goodbye to you first at home.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
No, there's nobody left. They all.
Oh, I gotta sign off. I told them, I'm sorry, John, excuse me, I gotta be able to shut the Zoom off and go through that and shut the stream off.
I'll sign up, right?
No, I can do it on my end. It's facing my desk.
There you go. Great meeting you. I'm so glad that you found us. Come next week. Oh, no, don't come next week.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, if you wanna come Tuesday, ladies, Tuesday at the multi-center, which is the second and grand. Wow. So like that. I got.
All right, so goodbye. Those of you out there in YouTube and Zoom land, it's been great. Art on, and we will not be broadcasting next week, but we will see you the first week in March. Take care, everyone, and stay warm. Art on.